You have been lied to your whole life. You do have a superpower, and it is your focused attention. And now that you know this, you are at a massive advantage. Knowing this, you are capable of getting ahead of 99% of people. But here's the sad truth. Most people will never figure this out. They're completely blind to how powerful their attention is. And so what they do with it? They waste it. They throw away hours every single day mindlessly scrolling on social media, binge watching TV, or losing themselves in Call of Duty for hours on end. And the worst part about it is that they think this is normal. They think that this is how life is supposed to be. But here's the brutal reality. If you are spending your time this way, you're falling behind, way behind, and the numbers do not lie either. Globally, people spend an average of 6 hours and 40 minutes per day on their screen. In the US, it's even worse, over 7 hours a day. That's close to half of your waking life. Gone, desaparecido, stolen. Why? Because of distractions, and people are losing the battle every single day. Here's where it gets even more painful. It's not just time that you're losing, which you will never get back, but it's also potential that you're losing. Just think about it. Every minute wasted is a minute that you could have used towards building your future. Because most people don't realize how scarce and precious their time and attention is, they waste it, and then year after year passes by, them being in the same spot and then wondering why they're the same and others are making leaps ahead. You have to admit that there's a problem, and the problem seems to be getting bigger and bigger as time goes on and as technology continues to advance. Distractions are killing your focus, and without focus, you'll never get deep work done. You'll continue to do shallow work. You will stay busy, but you won't be getting anything meaningful done. You'll appear busy, but you won't be productive. You'll spend hours doing work, but at the end, you won't even be satisfied with the results that you get. And let me tell you, I have been in this position, and it is a very frustrating position to be in. You'll feel like you're busy because you're doing something, but that something that you're doing is not really adding any value or any impact to your life. It's not really moving the needle. This is actually a form of procrastination that most people fall to all the time. They know that they have to do a hard task, but instead of doing it right now, they'll push it to later, and then right now they'll do something that's low value or that's low impact, something that's more easier because they want to feel like they're doing something. Procrastination is a silent killer and loves creeping in this way because you're overwhelmed of the work that you need to do if you want to make progress, obviously. Here's a painful but eye-opening truth. Most people are trapped in a cycle of mediocrity, a cycle of stagnation and eventual decline, not because they aren't trying or they don't know how to do better, but because they don't know how to manage their attention. They don't know how to structure their time, and they don't know how to fight back against distractions and win the battle. Cal Newport, in his book Deep Work, made a very strong claim. He said that the ability to focus deeply is becoming more rare and more valuable at the same time. Those who can harness it will thrive. And this is a key part. If you can focus intensely, even for just a few hours, you will outlearn and outperform everyone else. In other words, you'll be making more progress in a single focused session than others do in days of shallow, distracted work. Deep work puts you in a state of flow where time disappears because of how immersed you are in what you're doing. Think about when you would get lost in a video game as a kid. Maybe you were playing Call of Duty like me, and you were playing Hardpoint, and you were neck and neck with the other team. Y'all were racing to get to the 250 point mark of Hardpoint, and the other team is 240 and you are 243, and y'all are racing to get, the last points to win the game, and you are so immersed in the game, you're trying to beat the other team, and your mom is calling you and you don't even hear her because of how focused you are in the video game. That is the flow state. You can bring that same level of tunnel vision focus to your work, and your productivity in life will never be the same. You'll be more productive in less time. Most people spend hours of their day trying to get work done that you got done in just a couple of hours because of how focused you are. Because of this, you'll feel less stressed and overwhelmed, because the person who knows how to manage their time and attention will feel more in control and less in a hurry. By cutting out distractions, you'll focus on high value tasks that will produce high quality work. Doing all of this gives you a feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment that you've probably never felt before. Most people spend the majority of their time doing shallow tasks, and shallow tasks can never help you accomplish satisfaction or any type of fulfillment. Doing deep, meaningful work adds purpose in your day-to-day life, something that seems to be missing nowadays in most people's lives. By now, I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with productivity, and you know that the key is not to work harder or to work longer, but it is to learn and master a system that will help you be more effective with your time. And I have been using this system that I'm about to show you that has drastically changed my productivity, and I want to give it to you today so you can get more done in less time and have more time in your day to do what you want. What if the real reason that you're overwhelmed is not because you have a lot to do, but more so because you don't know what is worth doing? Clarity is literally the start of everything. In whatever area that you're thinking about in life of improving, you need first clarity. Without it, you'll be wasting time on things that won't actually move the needle. So the first step is to achieve crystal clear clarity. Damn, that's actually like a word exercise. Crystal clear clarity. Crystal clear clarity. Try to say that a lot faster. Crystal clear clarity. Crystal clear clarity. There are two things you need clarity on. The first one is clarity of goals. We are all driven by goals. Literally everything that you've been doing up to this point is driven by a certain goal. Now, you might disagree with me and say, no, I don't actually have goals. But in reality, you do have goals. And if you don't actually have goals that you created yourself, then that means that you are chasing after goals that either society imposed on you or your parents did. And this is why most people are living miserable lives, because they're dreading every single day doing something that they don't actually want to do. So the huge problem is that most people are chasing after goals that weren't created by them. So you need to be conscious and clear about your purpose and your goals. And when you do this, you'll drift less in life. If the goal you pursue isn't your creation, you'll lose focus and motivation over time. So you need to spend as much time as you need to asking yourself, what do I truly want? Once you lock in on your own self-generated goals, you'll spend less time on the unimportant goals that don't really need your focus or attention because they're not your priority. They're not created by you. The second thing you need clarity on is task. After you're done being clear on your goals, you need to be clear on the tasks that you need to do. Without clarity of task, you'll be doing things that add little to no value or little to no impact in your life or in the progress towards those goals. So grab your journal or go on Figma, which is a free software that you can use on your computer or on your phone, and create a mind map. In the middle, write the goal, and around it, write down all of the action steps you can think of that will help you make progress towards the goal. By the way, you can use ChatGPT to help you out with this as well. And once you have those action steps down, pick only the actionable steps that will make the biggest impact on that goal, and those will be your task. Once you do this, use the Eisenhower matrix, which is basically a tool that you can use to categorize the task from important to least important to urgent to least urgent. This way you are not only less overwhelmed, but you are productive doing high impact tasks. Once you organize your task using the Eisenhower matrix and you know already what are the important tasks, every day at the end of your day, make a plan on what you're going to be doing the next day that's going to move the needle, that's going to help you make progress towards your goals. Clarity on the tasks you're going to be doing the next day is also important because it's going to help you be in the flow state. Getting into the flow state is only possible when you have a clear objective for that day. And to help you out with this, I created what I call the daily levers, which is what I use every day at night so that I can plan the next day, write down all the tasks that I need to do so that the next day comes, I'll open it up and I'll know what I need to do. These are the things that are important to me and that need to get done this day if I want to make progress. And it also has as well a long-term vision and a short-term vision where you could put pictures of what your vision is, so that every time you go on this page, you'll see where your vision that you're working towards. It will also have a section where you'll see the goals that you're working towards, and every day you can use this by clicking the button and creating a new version. So if you guys want help with that, go ahead and get it down below, the daily levers. It is 100% free. Even if you know what you want, it's still possible to never get there. And this is because if you're not emotionally connected to your vision, when the hard times come, you'll lose sight of your goals and give up. If your vision is dull, you'll eventually drift. So the second step is to sharpen your vision. You need a crystal clear, emotionally connected vision that will drive you, because without it, you'll fall to procrastination and laziness. Focus on these 3 time frames. First, create a long-term vision. Write down where you want to be 5 to 10 years from now. Write down where you want to be health-wise, financially, where you want to be connections-wise, like family, friends, love, where you want to be when it comes to your happiness and fulfillment. Make it as detailed as you can. And one thing I want to point out is to not think about how you're going to do it when you're writing down your vision. You want to be as creative and as imaginative as you can. And if you start thinking about, okay, well, I want this life, but how am I going to get it? If you already start thinking about the how when you're writing your vision, you're going to limit yourself. Doing this will give you a clarity of the bigger picture that you're aiming at. Number 2, write down your midterm goals. So that's 2 to 3 years. Do the same thing for this one like you did for the first step, except for this one, you want to write down where you see yourself in 2 to 3 years. And number 3, 1 year and 12-week targets. So you already wrote down your 5 to 10 year vision. You already wrote down how you want to see yourself 2 to 3 years from now. But now you have to focus on this year. So you have to write down what is your goal for this year, what it is that you want to actually accomplish by the end of this year. And then you want to create 12 weeks targets. You want to create a goal every 12 weeks that will help you move closer to accomplishing that 1 year goal, which will ultimately help you get closer to the 2 to 3 year vision. And then once you accomplish that, it will get you closer to the bigger picture, which is the 5 to 10 year vision. I actually got this from the book 12-Week Year, which is actually a good book that I highly recommend you guys to go read. Like, I actually, put pause on this video right now and go and order that book on Amazon, or go to Barnes and Noble and go and get the book right there. It is a really good book on setting goals on 12-week periods instead of, focusing on yearly goals every single time. The key with all of this is to just make sure that you are emotionally connected to your vision and your goals. Just make sure that these goals and visions mean something to you. Number 3, set unbreakable routines. So many people think that their biggest problem is discipline, and to some it is, but most people don't actually really struggle with discipline as much as they struggle with having a lack of strong routines. And sorry for hearing that, car ringing. They just interrupted the video. Distractions thrive in chaos, and most people's days are chaotic because they don't have routines that they follow. Distractions love targeting people with no routines. To guard against them, instead of trying to fight distractions all the time while you're doing work, set up routines and rituals that you can follow on a day-to-day basis that will help you do your deep work without getting distracted. That way, you'll go about your day not feeling so much chaos and overwhelm. Routines help you act on your plan with these 3 benefits. 1, it reduces mistakes. 2, it saves time. And 3, it provides focus. So set these rituals in place. Where and when you'll work. Choose or create a distraction-free zone and set specific hours for deep work. No exceptions. Structure your work. Don't just sit down and start. Your ritual needs rules and processes to keep your efforts structured. Know what you will get done and stick to them. Have everything that you need with you so you won't have to disrupt your focus. So that means that if you know you're going to be thirsty, have your water bottle near you so that you don't have to go up into the kitchen and get it because you might get distracted on your way over there. If you know you're going to be a bit hungry, have some snacks on your table ready to be eaten whenever you have that, hunger a little bit so that you won't have to go to the kitchen. And if you know that you're going to get the urge to use the bathroom, then go to the bathroom and grab your toilet and bring it to your room or wherever you're doing work so that you don't have to go all the way to the bathroom to use the bathroom. Obviously, that is a joke, but you guys get what I'm saying here, right? Support your focus. Your brain needs all the support it can get to operate at a high level of intense work. Make sure you are eating well to avoid low energy, drinking enough water to hydrate the brain, and get good sleep to allow your brain to recharge. Don't just set up routines for your work. Set up routines for your day that you can follow, which will be a lot more easier to be disciplined with. Set up routines for your morning, your evening, and your night. Back when I had no routines in place, my attention was all over the place, and it was no wonder why I was less productive and more distracted, more chaotic in my day, more overwhelmed, more stressed, honestly. We all know that it has been proven that willpower is limited, and if you have many things throughout your day fighting for your attention, it will be a lot more harder to do deep work and to get anything meaningful done in your day where you reach the end of the day feeling satisfied and fulfilled. This next one is key if you want to be as productive as you possibly can. Focus is something that you cultivate. In order to focus on a task, we need to 1, be in a distracted-free environment, and 2, have control over what we're doing at all times. Do you ever notice that distractions don't randomly happen most of the times? We get distracted because we allow ourselves to get distracted. If you want to focus, you need to eliminate these 3 major thieves of focus. The first one is environmental distractions. So control your environment, clean it up, turn off the TV, and create a workspace that prevents distraction from coming in. This involves as well not having your phone near you if you know that you are having the temptation to constantly scroll on social media. Get rid of any distractions that is in your environment so that you can be in a place where you won't be distracted, or you can minimize the times that you'll be distracted. The second one is digital distractions. Your phone is the main productivity killer. We all know this. Turn off notifications or use do not disturb and only allow phone calls in case someone needs you for an emergency. Use apps like Opal as well that will block you from entering certain social media apps. And the third one is mental distractions. When your mind is all over the place, whether that's thinking of the past or thinking of a task that you have to do later, it will keep you distracted. If you feel like you have a lot in your mind, write it all down on a journal. Do a brain dump to clear your mind so you can focus. Don't constantly blame distractions for ruining your focus. Instead, blame your inability to block the distractions. Once you shift the blame to you, you can now do something about it instead of always playing the victim and not really changing anything because you think that the problems are outside of yourself. A lot of people get everything right up until this point but forget this one thing that will change their productivity. You see, so many people try to multitask in order to get more things done in less time, or so they think that's what it will do, but it has already been proven by several research and studies that multitasking not only makes your results worse, but it will also extend the time that it needs to get done. The key isn't to cram as many tasks in your day, but to protect your time with this one powerful habit. Because one thing is for sure, if you do not protect your time, it will be stolen by distractions. Time blocking is your weapon of choice to defend your time. Dedicate specific blocks of time to deep work and nothing else. I recommend using a calendar like Google Calendar, or like I use Notion Calendar, and use those calendars so that you can time block your day and put the tasks that need to get done at certain times. This way you'll have time to do the things you want to do in less time. Another big tip I want to give you, is to give you a sidetrack list. We are always told to create a to-do list. I mean, this is basically like productivity 101. I'm pretty sure when you were getting into productivity or books on productivity, I'm pretty sure the first thing you were told is to create a to-do list, but you probably have never been told to create a list of things you shouldn't do. The sidetrack list is a list of things that if you do will sidetrack you from the goals that you're pursuing. It helps you with becoming aware of what not to do in your day so that you don't fall to procrastination and distractions all the time. So an example of a sidetrack list is like TV, porn, gossiping, social media, video games, procrastinating. The sidetrack list is unique to every person, so only you know what is the things in your day that you do that sidetrack you or distract you. So if you know what it is, write it down, put it on your sidetrack list. And the last step is to rest and recharge. So many people think that grinding 24/7 is the key to producing your best work. And don't get me wrong, there are going to be moments in your life where you're going to be working more than others, where you're going to be probably working the entire day for a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months in order to produce a certain work or to get a certain goal done. But there has been several research and studies shown that not sleeping right will actually hurt your results and could be the thing that holding you back. Now, there is a small percentage of people that can actually function perfectly fine with like little to no sleep, like with like 5 or 6 hours of sleep every single day. And it actually has been said to be genetic and they're called hypomanic. But as for the rest of us, sleeping less than 5 hours a day every single day and expecting to function 100% consistently while producing our best work is not really realistic. The truth is, rest is not a luxury. It is a non-negotiable. Without rest, your focus and productivity will eventually fall apart. Schedule breaks, get enough sleep, and use these times to recharge. The sharper you are, the better quality of deep work you'll get done, which will actually produce high quality work. By now, you know that your attention is your greatest resource. It is so great that you literally have companies investing millions trying to capture your attention. You've seen how distraction kills your time, energy, and potential. If you have stuck around throughout the entire video and you've gotten to this point, then that means that you are truly dedicated and committed to improving your focus and you actually want to know how to do it. And this entire system that I just presented to you in this video is so powerful, it will help you do exactly that. It will help you get back control of your time and your life, because time is the only thing that we actually have control over, and if we let others rob it from us, we will not live a fulfilling, happy life. It has helped me get a ton of work done effectively in less time than before. Whether you are an entrepreneur or you are just a person who's working a regular 9 to 5 that wants to work on their life purpose outside of work, this system will help you get more done in less time. Imagine how your life would be if you were laser focused, productive, and stress-free because of the systems that you put in place. First of all, you'll be unstoppable. And second, you'll be getting ahead of 99% of people, because 99% of people are losing the battle and are losing their focus every single day. The choice is yours. Keep drifting and getting your time and attention robbed, or take control and apply the system so that you can get more work done in 4 hours than others do in 1 week. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. I'm out.